you ever heard a noise or somebody talking and you don't know where they're at? You wonder where some of these people are, right? Sad, true. It's not like a confession, but it is like sitting in a confessional. I feel that little because it feels like I'm sitting in a confessional. Just what because when a priest hears a confession or the last rites, that means they're, you know, what it does. It seems like I'm sitting in a confessional. It's just the way it is. But I'm going to show you something. Some of these people aren't here anymore. These are memories, but some of them are for sure. I know they are. I'm hoping all of them are, but not all of them are. I know for sure of that. Some of my loved ones are dead. It's not I'm getting choked up. I just talk too much. See how that's on a swivel? It's like one of those jigs or whatever. You control it. But I'm leaving this house. There's no question about it. One way or another, I'm leaving. You have to get out sometimes. Looks like rain out there. I just saw there was a DLI checkpoint. See that thing come on? Now it's like the church. Look how bright that thing is. I want to show you church pictures too. All my family, all my friends, all the people with secret clearances. One top secret clearance, the other ones just had secret clearances, but I'm going to relive the memories of past and future because one of those is in my future. Even though it comes in this box, right? I worked for a grocery store, and right around this time, the boxes are cleared. So anybody who's getting cereal, there's boxes. So when you're moving, right, first place you hit, grocery store. Because they come in boxes. Like, for example, this comes in a box with beer in it, but I have other things in there. I labeled it, pictures, so boxes, the handle and everything, strong. I really should be doing music to this, but point is, I can open this and just put another sticker on there. Hear it? Like, that's one of those box cutters. When you worked at the grocery store, you had to bring your own things. But when you got overtime, you got to do whatever you do. It's probably worse today. Worse. It's got to be worse. There's no question about it. There's no question about it. It has to be worse. Because when I was doing it was 2001. So if it was in 2001, 2002 about, I worked there a year and a half. Then I got an electrical engineering job with another clearance. Another clearance. I couldn't believe that they gave me another clearance. Because when I got rid of my other clearance, they flagged me, of course. They flagged me and said, "Nope, that's the end of you." And then I started really sobbing. I'm thinking to myself, oh man, I could have had a secret clearance and I would have been worth, whoa! But the labels are so tight, I'm going to be eventually ripping off those labels. Just like all these frames, I had something in there. One of these pictures means a lot to people. Used to be right here. Not there anymore. Used to be somebody else's wedding picture in there. Not there anymore. See how loud that is? This is a dog. Came out of 40th and Market Street, Philadelphia. See how it's all caged up? That's the only frame I have of anything. I put myself in there, I put kids in there, I put everything in there. Here's the real one. I had to jam them in there because I only gave myself so much amount of time to pack them. Hundreds of them, negatives, all of them. We all have them, but we were a little bit different because I learned how to develop film itself with an enlarger, cutter, each chemical. You take it out, dip it in one thing, dip it in the other, and then you hang it with a clothespin. That's what we used to do to develop pictures for all of Fallcroft, Norwood, Glen Olden, you know, those main ones. There's other ones local depending on who hired my family as a side hustle, because my family was into that business even though they had multiple businesses after. Here's the next item. Don't forget, this is COVID. That's why I bought these. Nice. These aren't the K99 or 95, but they're here. Here's another one, because I bought two different things. This is 4 layers. This is only one. They work. See, it even has an ear loop with specifications on there. Carbon filter. It's got a filter in there. Now, you have to deal with people no matter what. Now, I could have closed my curtains and not seen anybody. I can do that. Look, I can see people moving already. Do you think the cars are out there right now? I don't know. Let me see what my family says. Some of them are dead. This book should have folded all the way. Look at all the stacks of those pictures. Took up every slot. No, I didn't. What do you think the first one is? Me. On vacation. I still have those pants. That car was my first real car. Look at all this stack. Guess who's first? 2 dead people. These 2 had that one. But they had many more of these. Because at this time, you know what they would be doing? Getting married. Can't close this one out. Throw it. What do you think popped up first by accident? Wedding. By accident. Coincidence, right? Look, there's a wedding picture right here. So in order to see it, you have to put it under the light. Can you see it? That's a groom and that's the bride and the groom, because the groom's wearing a black tux. Who do you think this is? I know who it is. He's dead. His girlfriend sitting right there. No idea what her name was. It's heavy though, right? Okay, so I know them because there are multiple pictures. I was in that wedding. I wasn't in it, but I was at it. I took the picture. And all the ones behind it. Look at all those wedding pictures from one wedding. You wonder what this girl's thinking? I don't know. This guy's holding my Fender Stratocaster. Stratocaster, balcony. But there were birds getting caught in that thing. Here is London, England. Now, you wonder why I know about MI6? Because I went from Dulles International Airport to London Heathrow. So all those pictures in there are from London, England, basically. Because I was on a secret clearance. The United States government paid for my passport. Okay, here's me. Again. Beautiful white dogwood. That's that white tree right there. That townhouse, when I bought it, $146,000. Here's me at Ocean City, upside down, diving. See that Ferris wheel? That's Ocean City, Maryland. 4 shows at that. Here's top secret clearance. His name is very common. It's where they get immigrated into. He told me, oh no, we took our family took the name of Ellis Island because that's where they came in at. But he had a top secret clearance. He's my best friend. He's the only one I don't know if he's dead or alive. Chances are he's alive. And there's his best friend, another scumbag. It looks like me. His name is Dave. You're going to see him more. Here's all the negatives, which you don't know. They go in the back. So there's their friends. That's well, he's dead. I know it. I have no idea because those are from Buffalo, both of them. But she's not. She was from Chevy Chase, Maryland. A very expensive house. She's telling me one day, Mike, well, we can fix that. You should just marry Karen, and then Jimmy and whatever her name was in here. Beautiful girl, right? And you're going to see them too because this was my townhouse when I moved in. Nothing on the walls. Empty fireplace. That thing right there, that cost money. I ended up throwing it away. Here's another trip to the West Coast. Alcatraz right here. But I went with two girls. One of them's right here. This was the pre-wedding stuff. She is cute. This is me kissing in the booth at Wildwood. I mean, smooching. She's cute, isn't she? But she turned out to be, she betrayed me. She betrayed her family as well. See, the negatives are falling out. They fall. See, memories fall away. I should have thrown these away. I thought I threw them away. Here's me at Longwood Gardens. Because when we took the wedding pictures, the mother of the bride was furious. See why? This one's the mother of the bride. She betrayed her daughter. Here's her father. He's the father of the bride. Looks like St. Gabriel's Church. It's not. It's Broomall, St. Pius X. Because they lived right across from it. Very devoted Catholics. Pure Irish. But the fact was she betrayed her daughters and her son. When my mother died, I'm going from the viewing or the after thing, the catering party. All of a sudden I'm sitting there at 420, which everybody knows in Norwood. All of a sudden I see him on the day my mother's funeral. Either he knew by reading the obituaries, or he just liked to travel there, which could be because he knew the route. He was the only, when I moved into that townhouse, he goes, Mike, you please drive the truck. Here's my mother and father at another wedding. Here's all the rich people. They're gorgeous. But now they're older. They don't need money. They're in my inheritance. Here's my mother and father in front of a Christmas tree. Dead. Here's my family, the rich ones. Here we are sitting around a wedding table. But I always got the worst seat. Here we are at somebody else's wedding. Here's the priest that married me. He's dead. So all those three people in that picture right there are dead. Priest, mother, father. Whose wedding was it? One of those people. They're not in the picture because the mother of the bride, the father of the bride, the father of the groom and the mother of the groom are with it, but I was in seat number 1 or table number 1. But I had my back to the dance floor and the band. Here they are eating at a different one, same two people, priest and father. One's my father, the other's the father. Here's me, all of us, the four boys. I'm the youngest one, all dressed up. I still have that suit right there. But I'm alive. I'm standing here. He's alive. I just talked to him. He's dead. He's alive. But he looks different. Right? But we all look tall. We're all small. Some of us are big, some of us are small. This guy is small, so he's got to be small. When I went to see the funeral of one of the other people I know is dead, all of a sudden he shows up, right? And he's like, "Oh no, that's okay, Mike. You know, just I'm just here as I'm not the main, whatever it's called, the priest calling the mass." And he was there. And all of a sudden, afterwards, I'm all by myself, and all of a sudden, beautiful girl walks up and hugs me. I'm like, "Oh." Beautiful, smoking hot girl comes up to me, starts hugging me. I'm like, nah, this is too good to be true, right? I got a beautiful girl hugging me after the funeral of somebody who I took care of. I only took care of him for a week, but he's dead now. Here's my brother and his ex-wife, number whatever. People in the background, he's dead. The person in the background's dead. His name is, he works for the IRS, brother-in-law. Here's all of our family. Here's my mother, my sister, my brother, my cousin, Rich, my sister-in-law, and somebody who I don't know. But if she's standing next to him, she's part of our family. Because this one is the main thing. She was wearing blue for a reason. Mothers of the whatever know what we call it. They have to get all dressed up for weddings. She used to pick wedding dresses one by one for each wedding. Here's even more. They're all handsome. These people are all stars, really sports stars. Everyone in that picture was a sports star. But this one's my ex-wife, this one's my mother, this one's my sister, and this is my brother's ex-wife. So this one is my wife. At that time, might have been my wife, might have not been my wife, but the person on this page started laughing at two girls because they both picked the same wedding dress to wear to somebody else's wedding. So he kept looking at both of them, both beautiful at that time, saying, "Oh my God, they're wearing the same cocktail dress." This dress was the same as the one that she's wearing right here. And there's my sister, another sports star. Here's another picture of another one, all of us sitting around, table number, whatever it is. It's tough to hold them now. Here we are with the single picture when we're off on our own, just getting the single pictures. Husband, wife, to be, fiance, it could have been. Here's the same pictures with me all dressed up. I still have the same tie, probably. He's dead. I took care of him. These are all the girls of our family because he loved me. He once told me, "Mike, you could have an instant family." So that's number one. There's England. There's the townhouse. Montgomery County, number 2, moved in. He was making $700,000 cash in his bank account. Because the realtor had to check it. She took me to the settlement table. Took me to the settlement table and said, "Mike, you have 2 choices. You got a bidding war on your property." If I had it free and clear, I could sell it on my own without any repercussions of my wife getting into it, because she already had divorced me, left for another man. She betrayed me. That's 10 minutes of one memory. Thousands of pictures in there. This one looks more complicated, more negatives. And I just went through this book. It's bigger. Here they are again. But the fact is, some of these pictures, these are the ones I just put down. Yeah, these are the ones I just put down. Yep, here's us at St. Pius X funeral. Here's us kissing it, whatever it is. There's all my Aunt Mill. That's couch, love seat, and couch that I bought. I didn't have the armoire at that point, but I ended up buying an armoire and selling it. There's the table which we gave away to all of our friends. And then there's my Stratocaster, which there's all the cheap patio furniture that was taken out of Show Aids in Fallcroft, because everybody knew what Show Aids was in Fallcroft. And then, of course, this is me in my townhouse with all the townhouse pictures because I separated them by size. These are 5x7s. Here's all my Ocean City pictures. And there's all the negatives. That book's done. Goes back in. You have to crunch it. You're never going to open this again. Most people would try and scan that. Yeah. How long do you think it would take to scan all those pictures? How many people are dead? That's a good question. So now it's open on a wedding picture. Yeah, wonder what's the back of this one. Looks easier, right? These are really bad memories. Oh, and the first one is haunted. It's me. It's not haunted. That's an 88 Honda Accord. Towing truck company ripped it off. That's the Grand Canyon. Why do you think I called myself the Mule? Because I rode one. Yeah, you need a mule to get down the Grand Canyon on the south side. That's the tourist spot. How many people have died in the Grand Canyon? Seventh wonder of the world. People probably just jump there. Knievel tried to jump it. But Tim, dead. He's not in that picture, but he took it. Somebody took that picture. This is even better. Here's Jackie. I just remembered her name. But look, it's a Halloween party. But when I was looking at it the first time, I'm like thinking, this girl's remarkably beautiful. She wasn't. Now that I looked at it, remember, she was wearing a costume, but she put something in her bra to make her boobs look bigger. That's why her boobs look so big, right? Well, she is beautiful. Her name is Jackie. It was Jackie and Jimmy. They were husband and wife. Here's me on the top of the rim with Caroline, Karen, Mike, and Tim took that picture. Scary as hell, right? That's not the scary one. It was a terrifying picture because we were sitting right on the edge. All of us. It's crazy. Not really crazy, but daring. Rocketing through the desert on the top of the Grand Canyon just to camp out in 70-mile-an-hour winds. You can get blown right off. Here's where I got that frame. It's another wedding picture. His brother dead, I know for sure. Him, I don't know. Beautiful, but he swimmer. He looks slim in that picture. He does, because he probably slimmed down for his wedding picture. He was crazy. He went to St. James, and every time I got into his car, he used to drive the wrong way up his own street. He didn't care. Think you could scan that? Take that picture? Yeah, his name is Jim Dever. His brother died. His mother dedicated a whole warm-up suits to the swim team, which I wore. You got to turn it back in. You didn't have your names on it. That's called St. James High School. They killed it 21st and Potter Street. That's why people smoke pot. Dangerous. Here we are in Tinicum. I'll take out the diploma because I kept it. Because I already had them in cellophane. So I knew they were important to me. That's me. I didn't take this picture. I formed a rock band. He, you can always see his legs, said, well, Dan, we're looking for a singer. Because I was the guitarist. There, I'm pretty sure she's dead. Right. But I can't open these. I know what's behind it. Because the person in the front row is right there. You can see his face. He was trained. He was watching the lead guitarist. They called him the Greek. People in Fallcroft know who he is. Because his brother, it was two of them. They were the first ones ever to win $1 million in the lottery. Fallcroft. You know what his parents did? I don't know if they rigged it, or they got lucky, or they were, whatever it is. He bought a Les Paul white one. So walk over to his house. Says, Mike, bring your Stratocaster, man. I'm playing today, then you play. And then I formed the band because he wasn't allowed to have a band in his house. But I told him, listen, I bought my own equipment. All you have to do is buy a microphone. All those pictures, I don't even want to take them out. It's a waste of time. But I can get them back in. Here's my family again, all of them. They realigned for pictures, just like family does. How many of those are dead? Well, the front two, all the other ones are still alive, barely, but they have injuries. What's on the back of it? Another wedding picture. Looks like two ducks, right? It's not my wedding. No, I wore black. Somebody's wedding. I was in the wedding party. Here's little munchkins. These are all the crummy little pictures, the little pictures that nobody wants. Right? Thousands of them. They're so small, they fall out. Right? Thousands of them. So there's Frank, dead. Diver, great, but he didn't win 2 years in a row. Either did I. But he made it, and then he was worse than me. Died early. I went to see his funeral though. That's when the smoke cloud was over the city of Philadelphia. Here's Davis's again, and you wonder why. He was my best friend for a while. Crazy big. She was a doctor's daughter, O'Donnell. But you'll see why he looks like Fred Flintstone. She's wearing braces, right? She's the cutest one in our whole family. Here I am at job number electricity. Who's Santa Claus? Every one of those people were important. They were all engineers. They weren't. The two girls weren't. I was on co-op, making money. Pennsylvania, Jersey, Maryland interconnection. Oh, they've upgraded it way since then. That was 1980. Either, if I went in 82 to 87, it was either 83, 84, or 80. It was either 84, 85, or 86. One of them. Right? So these are all engineers. You don't think we were drinking that day? Which one's a supervisor? Here we are, eggheads, older. Same pictures, right? A little bit different this time. Here's my favorite couple. They were smoking hot. These were my best friends. When I went to visit them, I had to bring them presents for their kid's birthday party. That's Mark, electrical engineer. Beautiful kids, right? That chick, she's like, oh, no, I'm going to tell you how to do it. When you ski, you have to hold your hands like you're holding a tray of milkshakes so you don't spill it. Her name was, well, his name is Mark. Her name was something. Beautiful girl. It's remarkably beautiful. Here's all their kids. There's all the card stock. Paper. Nothing but emptiness at the end. So there's Mark. And I think her name was Christine Vick. Christine. There was another Mark there. It was 3 Marks when we were developing the missile compensation system. I was the computer part. They were the validation engineers. It didn't seem like much. It was only one system. But I was ordered on a submarine. They weren't. Here's me, which I treasured this. Take a look at that workspace. Looks clean, right? Not a speck of paper on that desk because somebody walked in on me and snapped that picture. I only have one piece on there, right? They put me in a medical suite with a double sink. So I had to interview people in those chairs for Medicaid. Illegal immigrants, you can't. I had to approve them. See, I looked good, but I wasn't wearing a tie then. I still had hair. Somebody, look at the phone. I had it blank. Where was the computer? See how I used to have calendars. I never missed a case. One. That's me at Montgomery County, Maryland, caseworker, IAPS 2, Income Assistance Program Specialist. I look fat, right? No, I got one of those card keys on me. One of those credentials. What do you think that pink thing is? Something behind it. But the fact is, you can't see where the computer is. But that was one of those Ayala. I have one case open because I only worked one case at a time. Others couldn't do what I did. I had the double sink. I was drinking coffee. I used to take vitamins every day, but I never ate. Never ate at work, nothing. I rarely ate breakfast. I just went in, had one cup of instant coffee, depending on if they were shoving coffee for free at the front. But the fact was, I was dedicated. I had my own credentials. I had watch, key. But shortly after that, I never made it out. I retired or resigned, but they said, no, you're not allowed to retire. You have to resign. That's why somebody wrote that on there. That's not my handwriting. Somebody took it because they were taking pictures. I don't know if it was illegal, but they took it. It was behind closed doors because that's a confidential file. I was looking at it. It's upside down, but it was confidential. Because it had social security numbers on there. Picture which you don't see, which is probably behind here. It's right there. I can see it because I cut it out into a collage. And there's the story of, I can tell her boobs are fake. Nobody has those big of boobs. You think they're still married? I have no idea. You think they're still alive? Good question. The person who took that picture, he told me he was going to be dead by 50. He made it to 48. I went to his funeral. My wife shows up, all her friends, right in front of St. Gates. You know, they show up for a funeral for somebody who's died early. Bishop showed up. Another Michael. It's a big deal, right? My wife walks up to me because I didn't want anybody to know about me. Facebook. That's how they find out if people are dead. My wife walks up to me a decade after she divorced me. Starts hugging me. There's worse tragedies in there. Well, with some of those pictures behind there, one of my friends lost his wife. He moved on though. I could help him, but we were both young enough to know. When to pack. I tried to pack earlier. Doesn't work all that time. You have to label it. Just like closing the coffin. And believe me, I've seen coffins close. Do you think COVID wiped out half the earth? Shortchanged the complexion of the earth itself. People were always ruthless. Got worse. People started going crazy. I ended up with broken bones that I didn't need. Surgery that I couldn't get to because somebody failed me. Now he's worse, blaming me for his death. He has only to blame himself. See that light go out? They say the pen is lighter than the sword. No. That's a light switch. That's 38 minutes of pain. Where are you going to put the pictures? Right on the box. Why wouldn't you write with a marker? Smelled enough fumes in my life. When you work around industrial chemicals at a science lab, there's chemical hazardous waste. Why do you think NIST was created? They set the standards for the United States government. The United States government has to follow them. Yeah, I was an electrical engineer. And they hired me as a computer scientist. Yeah. And I lived right out the gate. Other people lived out the gate, but they weren't me. No, I was the one running around with an electric guitar. They couldn't. I was supposed to go to Cancun, Mexico. What? I'm going to Cancun? Yeah, you're next on the docket. We're going to send you there to give a speech. I'm like, what? I'm not, what? You said I was only going to travel in the United States. He goes, no, you're going, you need a red passport. Yeah, no, you need a red passport because if you're traveling with a red passport, they know you work for the United States government. I'm like, wow, I'm going to Cancun. I get per diem, I get free stuff, I get a trip out of somewhere, probably Dulles, to Cancun. Probably not Dulles, it would have been Reagan International Airport. Probably. At that time, it probably would have been Reagan International. Probably. Depending on whoever booked the ticket. But the fact is, they had their own security force. Not as big as Defense Industrial Supply Center in Warminster. Similar, but not as big. Now, why do you think I bought face masks? Oh, because I gave them to people who need them. Now they're useless. Useless. Just like me, useless. Just telling the one lady all day yesterday trying to get, I'm worth this much amount of money and nobody wants me. Tried to buy a house, 0 credit. Sad, isn't it? I knew I was moving. Sometimes you have to move. House values go down when I leave, usually. Everybody says, what, Mike's left? I went back to oh man, we missed you. Where you been? I mismarked my calendar by 1 day. So I was supposed to be out on Christmas. And now I'm out on New Year's Eve. That gives me 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Now, you ever go up to a person and start pointing at the whiteboard and say, you're not passing this class. Fail. What do you think my blood pressure is? I'm going to write it down. My phone link just went up, so I'm going to need high-speed internet when I hit them. Yahoo Mail. My Allstate Identity Protection. Another mail. Because I had to sign up for 2 health cares. One I tried to cancel. You say healthcare is tough, right? That's that one right there. It's really raining hard, right? That's why I put a bucket out there. Because I knew I wasn't going to do anything today. Everything I tried to accomplish yesterday, I got a little bit done. 8 hours on the phone, didn't work. Ended up just eating a little bit. Just to go to bed. I drank a ton of water. I have all my stuff drying over there. So it might be my last shower here. Now, I could go take a shower outside. I was even thinking, oh, no way, there's no dirt on my clothes at all, nothing. Get a shower. And you realize there's dirt on your clothes. But I made sure I cleaned that tub. Nobody wants to get in that scummy tub like I had to do once the kids were here. You should see the tub on the other side. It's disgusting. told him, and he was right. I mean, I changed my mind about some of it. I told him, dude, man, if we both died, this house should be level. He's like, oh, sure, yeah, yeah. He goes, oh, yeah, yeah, no, we should, like, if we both, we made like a deal, but he backed out. He backed out of his own deal because he caused his own problem. He blames it on me, but I used to say, just blame me for everything because I was the one with the money at the point, spending it well. But he told me, I told him, no, if we both die, let's just level the house. And he says, oh, yeah, that's a great idea because then this thing was a disaster to begin with, but it is improving. So all it needs is somebody to come in. I have half the house basically clean, and the other half is it's more pathetic now than it was. That's why I'm staying right here on this side. That's why I bought that light for this time. I'll take some of this with me, but I can't take all of it with me. No one's helping me. My family could help me. Hey, this is Christmas week. Between Christmas and New Year's, I talked to the lady yesterday. Oh, no, you can be voted in or voted out of this house. You can contact this private landlord. I can give you the number. You can go through the virtual intake here. You can go here, and then you go through this 3-day thing or 5-day thing. I'm like, well, I already did that. And so I know about that. And then she said, well, okay, you can do this, that, or the other. I'm like, okay, she said, all you have to do is I'll transfer you to the person who's going to give you something, and then I can open a case file for you. That's what I want to do. Then I called an apartment complex and asked some questions right over here near the hospital. So the cheapest one. She said, well, you can put down a $50 application fee, and then we'll see if it works. Otherwise, blah, 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 blah. Then I said, well, I'm still looking. I put in one of those search engine things. $1,700 comes across my screen, the rich people, which I can afford. $1,700 a month. Sounds like a lot, like I'm going to spend another a lot of money, $50,000, $60,000 next year. So she says, okay, I just explained it to her. She said, no, this is what I have available. This is the price. No problem. Sweet as pie. All of a sudden, I just laid it out on her line saying, this is my problem. She says, nope, you won't pass the criminal background check, even though she knew that I wouldn't pass it, even though I could get a co-signer, which I've done before. Still have to pass the private thing. Not all the time, because I didn't have that when I came in here because he knew me. But now he has problems. Now, this house, I kept telling him, I was paying electric bills for 2 properties. This property, I was paying water and electric for 2 properties. Bought him a golf cart. Expensive lift tickets to Colorado. He blew it. 2 computers I bought him. And he never fulfilled his promise to his parents, but he didn't fulfill his promise to me. He didn't fulfill his promise to his kids. What about his ex-wife? They bought this house together. His neighbors betrayed them. I was here, but he was the good guy at that point. Yeah, what's going on? Don't worry, he's always been hyper, but ruthless. Well, I'm going to have to tap in and listen to my wife's conversation on the landline. He's listening to his wife. talking to somebody else on their home phone. That'll get your blood pressure up, right? When my wife left me, she left me for another man. More, do you think it was worth it for her? I don't see her man in the picture. Her sister knew me though. Now, sometimes you're just grateful to be alive, but you can't even spend money. I could go into a hotel for a week. Everybody spends all these expensive things during Christmas week and shit. But the fact is, it just sucks living with them. Constantly yelling. He's either yelling on the phone or yelling at somebody. Rarely does he ever. And he loves yelling. He loves yelling at everybody else. His kids, yes, not his parents, all his friends. He really yells at them, spits in their face. You know, one of those people gets in your face and spits at you, and you. Now, it's 9:04, so I have to take my blood pressure. What's going on? I used to be able to say, turn a low into a high. There's low pressure. Girls love this. One 124.85 over 95. My pulse is up, but my systolic blood pressure, whatever the other number is okay. 138 pounds. I was up to 160. One 126 over 83 with 97 pulse rate. 1228 it says. It knows my location. I don't know if it knows my location, but this thing's talking to the internet. It's got to be getting a signal somehow. 9:07 it says. We give updates every 10 minutes. It's 54 minutes on that clock. What do you think I'm going to write on that wall? Nothing. All the paper says it itself. One 125 over 89, 106. So my pulse rate is up. It's good. Gets your heart. It burns calorie when your heart goes up. I was always like that. But the 138 was without clothes. You know, you don't, when you step on a scale, you step onto a scale. Without clothes. Now, do you think I fulfilled my promise to my family? They didn't fulfill their promise to me yet, but I did for them. So I'll just think of something, just like that light switch. Goes on and off, like something goes off in your head. Here's my diary. Plenty of open paper left. That's what I used to write on. You ever see one of those teachers go, "You have homework to do"? Where are you going to put your homework? It's called homework because you don't do it at school. Whenever I went to college, I did my homework before I got home. "57 minutes. What do you think the TR means? Doesn't mean anything. It's not sticking to the board anymore. Failed. Look, I just won the lottery. Want 2 tickets? Temperature difference between that room. Guess what the next song's going to be? Something that's not copyrighted. Cheese? I don't eat cheese. I'm lactose intolerant.